Well, we got a fairly warm day out here today. I'm in where I made a little loop. My kind of new trail I'm making here for next year. I'm going to cut the odd tree up because they're leaning, so I'll take a little bit out. But yeah, just extending my trail to see how far it goes, how much dry stuff's in here, and I'll show you around here. Little branchy until you get to the top, but yeah, there's a nice dead one. There's a huge dead one in behind there, and then there's a couple of 8-inch ones over there. I cut up a nice 6-inch tamarack. Bark's all gone already. And then standing here, I can see with my eyes. You probably can't see. Again, you know, there's stuff leaning here that's dry, dead. Over here. Shorter ones there, and then there's 2, 3 tall ones, but they're leaning, and they're 8, 9 inches at the bottom. They're leaning, so kind of tangled. Just on the other side, there's a couple that are leaning that are about one's about 10 inch, one about 6 inch, and then off that way, the trail's got to loop around a little on the other side because they're leaning different ways. So as long as they're up off the ground, they should be pretty good wood yet. And then there's just, enormous amount. There's a couple of really big tamarack in here that are dead too. And so I'm going to just fall it out of the way first, and then I'll take this one out next time I'm in here. So that stuff can go. It's really dry. I can go home, go right in the wood box. I got enough room for about a half a toboggan load in there, so we'll put the rest in the shed. But oh, she jumped a little. It's kind of rotten and cut off quicker than I thought it would. At the very bottom, the ants have got it ate up a little bit. So, yeah, we'll cut a couple blocks off, and Now I gotta make a hole here so I can get through. Oh, loop around with the skidoo. Oh, that stuff will fit right in the stove. Holds fire really good. And we're gonna get through there. Get it all on one side. There. Two trees and the back's tired. That's okay. We'll get out here. I'm just opening up this windfall that's in here and getting rid of it. If it's good for firewood, then we're going to make firewood out of it, and if it's not, we're just going to leave it for Mother Nature. Looks like a pretty nice one, but if it's down too long, it might be getting punky. But there's a big one there. Tops broke off. That's a really nice one. 12-inch at the bottom, but yeah, it'll be a good trail for next year. I'll be able to make a couple of loops here and fairly open. A lot of windfall this way, but on the other side here I can kind of, I think, go up that way and then come back down through here, and I can see like a dozen or so right from where I'm standing, only just 50 yards, and beyond that there's more. So making this year, slowly getting the shed filled up, so we'll show you when we get back to the yard. We'll get her. Ratchet. So we just have a piece of rope on each side like that. Yeah, it might shake down a little, but yeah, I just gotta finish putting a few in there and tie her down. This is all kind of new trail. I usually don't fill a toboggan that full, but I haven't been having any trouble taking off, so we'll just there. pretty big one. That pretty much makes a nice load. Gonna be a little heavy today where I'm at, but you're just catching up with me. This is so that's, I still got just about a full load here. Big ones there, more than enough to fill the back. I always like to put the big ones on the back, but it was in the bush, so I just loaded. It's all stuff for the house there. So if you're new to my channel, I thank all the new subscribers. Jumped on there, enjoy a little skidooing bush, sometimes cutting wood. Winter time, lots of cutting wood, but I do it in the winter because I got gardening and I got a lot of building projects on the go. If you've seen some of my other milling videos and stuff like that, I talk a little bit about what I'm going to do and where I'm going with that. So I have a very busy summer, and I do like to get away and go fishing once in a while, so still hoping to get out ice fishing maybe once yet this before spring. It's just been busy, and a lot of time doing things, editing videos, so I can get this stuff out to you guys and share a little and explain a little, and throw a comment in. I do my best to answer them all. Shoot a comment in there and I can try and answer it for you. And again, thanks for all the support and continuing support. I know there's a few of you on here that I know have went back, watched pretty much every video I've made, commented on them all, and different things. And so we're learning every day. I might share things that you've never seen before and you'll learn something. I watch YouTube, that's my TV, and a lot of people out doing this kind of stuff, different types of wood, different areas, or camping, fishing, canoeing, that I have lots of different people I have subscribed to, because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy outdoors, anything to do with outdoors. So yeah, we will catch up with y'all a little later. Well, we got the size of that guy. Like, now, his toe is back. Like, some places you can see his track even looks bigger. A little more snow. Looks like you had a nap here last night. And out in my wood patch. I think there's only one by himself, but a big one. Ginger, were you waiting for me? Huh? We're going to put this. Some of it will fit in the wood box. Not all of it. But you're just catching up with me, wondering about my woodshed. That's it there. Kind of seen it as I come around the corner. But that's one of the woodsheds. And my wood box. I burned out of it for 5-6 days. So I figured I would back in and just throw some of this in, top it off, and it'll be full again. Yes, there's lots in there yet. But we got some cool weather coming, so get her topped off. Not quite full till it's full. Dippy toes here. That one wants to be on the ground. Some big stuff in that side, just at the front here. Had to split a little bit, but the rest of it all it'll fit. Any of this wood that's in here, pretty much it will fit in my stove. So you want to call it bush cord or full cord, but this shed is 12 by 20, I believe, here, and as high as I pile it here, pretty much 8 feet on this side, 7.5. So I only burn one side. Well, it holds about between 12 and 13 cord total. And see, I have a separation in there. I actually burn one side 1 year, the other side the next year. But we only had a little bit of cold weather in January. And we had a few days earlier, but it never lasted long. So, you know, we never used quite as much wood this year. But I did use some out of the shed. And then once I start hauling, I usually fill the shed back up. So in 10 years, shed's never been empty. It's, you know, a couple of years I got one side empty because I don't want the wood to get too old in the back and starts to get rotten. So I try to get at it. This side I only used a couple of rows, start filling it back up. So we're get close to the end of February, and we're going to be in a little bit warmer weather. So yeah, we're probably not going to use that terribly much, and as long as I can get out and get some. We didn't have enough snow earlier in the year. I should have been hauling wood for 3 weeks, and I couldn't even get out and make a trail because we didn't have enough snow. But so so for those of you that haven't seen my woodshed, or this is it, one of them. A big one over at the shop there. And then I have lots of piles in the yard, and I tarp it all, stack it and tarp it, or put plywoods over top or something, just keep the rain off, let the air flow through it. I do cut some green poplar and cure it so I get it split, stuff like that, and stacked up, and I just leave it out in the weather, sun, rain, everything for the summer, and then I put a tarp on towards fall just before. We get quite a bit of rain sometimes just before it starts snowing, and so just tarp it, and then it can continue dry through the winter, and in the next summer it just helps keep the rain off. But you don't want to put tarps down the edges. You only want to tarp the top. It will collect moisture under there. If you seen different people that have just thrown their wood in a pile instead of stacking it. And I've seen a couple that had it stacked really nice, and they pulled the tarp over and they pulled it right down to the ground and threw blocks of wood on it so that it wouldn't blow away. And then you open it up in the fall to start burning wood, and it's all wet, mildewy, and it just created a lot of condensation under that tarp. So you only want to tarp the top, just the top, and more or less I tarp it just to keep the snow off. If you get some snow and then it starts to melt a little bit, and that runs down through your wood. So yeah, got to have good airflow to dry out properly. So whether it's dry wood or green wood, I don't tarp it out in the yard, just the top. You're gonna help me unload? Hey, not much left.